Greetings everyone, Joseph James here from SchoolTrade.com. Today is February 17th, 2010. Here's your live trading recap. Before we talk about the trades we took today, had a pretty challenging morning here. Of course, we had FOMC meeting minutes this afternoon, but want to give you guys a heads up. If you're watching this video right now on our YouTube page, in the description there are three important links. One to our blog, one to our 12-month track record, and the other to register for our free 3-week trial. Let's take a look at our totals for today. Only took 3 trades, got 2 winners, 1 loss. We took 20 ticks out of the market. As you can see, 1 scratch here. 200 USD in the pocket, guys. That brings our weekly total to 200, brings our monthly total to 49.75. And as you guys can see, we're still averaging over $700 a day, only 4 contracts, over 14,000 USD in the year of 2010 so far. So we're having a great month, a great year. Guys, make sure you guys come out and join us tomorrow morning in our live trade room. So what's the most important that happened this morning? If you were like me, you were coming back from a vacation. If you're coming back from vacation or back from a day where you missed in the market, it's always very important to do one very key thing, and that is get your routine going and stick to that routine. It's one of the reasons why we always feel kind of like a fish out of water when we come back from the first day is because we're not quite in the rhythm yet. We're not in the routine yet that we're used to being Monday through Friday. So if you miss a Monday, or if you miss a Monday and a Tuesday, and you're coming back and trying to get kind of in the rhythm, right, kind of get in the scheme of things to get back into trading, well, the biggest thing is get right back into that routine, right? Your technical and your mental prep for the day ahead. Then look at the rest of the week. So once I open up my news events for today, I want to look and see what else is going on this week because I haven't traded yet this week. I may have missed something that's been changed for later on down the line. Now today we knew we had FOMC meeting minutes 2 o'clock, so we knew what to expect. But guys, it's important we look ahead for important news down the road and review your charts of what you missed. If you missed Monday and Tuesday, just simply scroll back in time and look and see. Did we make new weekly or monthly lows or new highs? Right? Did we stay pretty much chopped and consolidated? Throw a volume indicator on there. How did volume look over the past 2 days? If you missed a day, go back in time and review your charts to see what you missed. It's important we get our confidence back, guys, with some sort of familiarity. That's why we like our routine so much. What makes us so effective traders is because we have this routine. We do the same thing every single morning, and that builds confidence. And that confidence comes from being very familiar with what we're doing on our charts. Guys, don't try to do too much. And we talked about that this morning in the room. It's very easy if you have a whole week off or a couple days off or just one afternoon off. It's very easy to feel like when you get back into the markets the next day that you've got to make up for lost time. Guys, you're not going to make up for missed time. Get over it. I know, believe me, it kills me when I'm on vacation knowing that I'm not going to get back the money that we missed. But when I get back, it's even more important that I skip the past and look forward. Get that confidence back. Don't try doing too much and just simply focus on the best patterns rather than your profit and loss. It's easy to look back and say, boy, well, I missed yesterday. I missed making money there, so I've got to make more money today. Guys, that's going to get us into trouble. Now we're forcing trades. Now we're using emotions to take our trades. I want to focus on doing the right thing. Don't try to do too much and focus on those patterns, not your profit and loss, right? Just follow your routine. Your routine we go over every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time will get you guys through getting back on track after your vacation. Let's take a look now, guys. We had 3 total trades today. Not a very active day in the market. Of course, we knew that going into this, guys. We had slow volume in the morning, flat trigger lines, not many big buyers or sellers, and we think the main reason for that was at 2 o'clock today we had the FOMC meeting minutes. So once again, it's not enough to know what the news is right now. I've also got to know what's the news look like this afternoon, tomorrow, later on this week. So the FOMC minutes, basically what happens is when they have the FOMC Fed meeting, right, 2 weeks ago, 2 Wednesdays ago, they take notes. Then they released those notes at 2 o'clock today, right, which is 2 Wednesdays later. So, of course, with the meeting minutes coming out this afternoon, we expected we may see some big money traders kind of sitting on hands waiting to see what the FOMC announcement would be like at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. So, first trade here, guys, was a scratch trade here on the gold. Now, as you can see, guys, this is a 2-step pattern. Now, a 2-step pattern is a trend reversal pattern. So, of course, we're going to have a short-term trend being up. Once we come up, we try to test these highs, right, try to break above this 23.3, 23.2. We're looking for a breaker pattern long, right? We're always looking for that trend continuation pattern. But again, in this case, you can see we didn't see that. So we broke above 23 even, didn't see any buyers up there to push it through, so we marked up our swing low and we looked to take that break below the swing low. Now, this is an interesting situation, guys, because we marked up our swing low and then we saw big sellers, we saw momentum pointing down, so we had plenty of confirmation to get into this trade, which we did. We took the trade here 51 minutes past the hour. We got filled there at 22.3 as it broke below our trigger line, right? Very important for a 2-step. We get below that trigger line for this drop to the downside. Well, once we got into this trade, we then realized right away we weren't going very fast, were we? We saw, of course, red pace of a tape. Then the momentum indicator curled against us. So once we jumped into this trade, right below our swing low level here, we noticed somebody put the brakes on, and we began seeing a reversal. So momentum then shifted and pointed up. We had red pace of the tape already. And when we start seeing we're not going anywhere fast, guys, what do? We move that stop down from 6 ticks back, right? So I had it up here at 6 ticks back. We move it down to entry to lock out all that risk. Now, in this case, at 22.3 was our fill. We did that after 5 seconds, right? Called the 5-second rule. If we don't see anything moving in 5 seconds, I'm going to move that stop down to entry -1 to lock out all that risk. We got taken out at our point of entry at 22.3 for a scratch trade, 0 in or 0 out. Now, we hope, of course, by moving our stop down to our entry point, that this trade will, of course, continue here and drop for us. It didn't happen this time, but what we know is this: we made the right decision for the environment the trade was being given to us. Price action slowed down, it began to reverse, and here at 9:51, we took a scratch trade for our first trade based upon our 5-second rule. We have to use the information we have at that time, and at that time it told us we better get out of this trade because certain things are looking to be reversing against our short position. Next up here on the crudes, you can see we got 1 trade on crude, 2 on gold this morning. This was a breaker pattern short, so short-term trend was down. I can always tell my short-term trend down, guys, because I have this trigger line here. The slope of my trigger line is pointing down. We then have our support level here, right? This red line, 77.08, 77.07. We then break below that and mark up our swing low, and then once we break below that swing low, there's your breaker pattern to the short side. So, of course, 2 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock, we got filled there at 77.05. I think everybody in the room this morning took this one with us. It was a pretty easy trade to take. We saw big sellers jump in, momentum pointing down. Pretty easy pattern to see. We took our first profit target at +4, moved our stop down to entry -1 to lock out all that risk and lock in that profit. We took our second target at 1 when the price came back up and bounced us out. So you can see what happened here was that we got in, of course, 77.05. We took our first profit target at +4, moved our stop down to entry -1, right? So stops right here, and then price came back up and took us out before dumping to the downside. So, of course, we would have rather have been in this trade all the way down, but again, we have to make do with what the market tells us at that time. And at that time, guys, we want to make sure we don't let a winner turn into a loser. And I'll keep taking these small winners all day long. $100 in our pocket, guys, 10 ticks. Now, on the third trade of the day, was still on gold. Another two-step pattern, of course. Two-step being a counter trend trade here. Now, once again, short-term trend here is down. Now, what's this blue line here? This blue line here is the low of day, right? That low of day, as you can see here, guys, that low of day is going to create lots of support for us, right? That low of day, we're always looking for that two-step pattern long, the bounce off this low of day. So, of course, we break below the low of day. We're always looking for the breaker short if we see green pace of a tape, if we see lots of sellers in the tape, right? We'll look for that breaker pattern short. We didn't see the breaker set up down here, so what we did was we marked up our swing high. We break above that swing high for your two-step pattern long. 50 minutes past the hour, a two-step pattern at 16.9 was our fill. We got our +4, move our stop up to entry +1, and you can see right here, guys, it's kind of choppy around the point of entry. We got stopped out at +1. So +4, +1, that's 10 ticks or another 100 USD. Now, this is another example, guys, of that 5-second rule. The 5-second rule says if I'm in a trade and after 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I don't see anything going on, we see momentum curling against us, possibly some big sellers against my long trade, I want to move my stop up to my entry to lock out all the risk, but leave that position open because what if it does jump for us? It did on this one. The first trade of the day on gold, it didn't, and it got us out for a scratch trade. This second trade on gold, though, as you can see, it made us some money here, 10 ticks total by moving our stop to entry, and then it simply jumped to the upside for us. So, third and final trade, guys, add them all up, 20 ticks total. Not much going on today, kind of a quiet day, but again, guys, it's those quiet days that are always very good at taking the money from us, right? So, of course, we consider today to be a definite success because we made some money, able to get back in the swing of things after a long weekend, and of course, let's prep for tomorrow. Thursday, February 18th, which means we got 8:30 jobless claims, 10 o'clock leading indicators, 10:30 nat gas inventories, 11 o'clock crude inventories. We're used to seeing crude oil inventories on Wednesdays. It's on Thursday this week, so tomorrow is going to be a busy, busy day. You do not want to miss tomorrow in the live trade room. Let's recap. Trade room opens tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We do webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays, whether you're a lifetime member or a guest. Come out and join us tomorrow as a Thursday for another free webinar. Don't forget that beginner's course has all of our free trial information, including our setup rules, our entry patterns, and guys, if you want more information, information about lifetime membership, drop us an email, sales@schooloftrade.com. My name is Joseph James. Hope the video helps. Hope you guys had a great time in the trade room today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 7:45 a.m. We'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.